What is up, bros? Me, Josh here. In today's video, we're doing a mid-season recap on this season of Ranked. Now, if you guys haven't seen my videos on this, on every season, I do a pre-season, like preview on what I think is going to be good. I do a mid-season recap on what I think what I've been seeing currently, and then I do an end of the season recap on what I thought the season was like, if it was a good, bad season, blah blah blah. So we are mid-season right now. We're about 3.5 weeks left, and this is probably one of I don't know. This is an interesting season so far. Um, it started 4 days after clan battles ended, so this I think it's the shortest season. I think it's about 2 weeks. I think it's usually lasts about 2 months. So I think this is 6 weeks. So it's a shorter, compressed season. It started the week of Christmas slash right after New Year's, of course. New Year's right after Christmas. And so a lot of people couldn't really play for the first little bit. So I know that kind of rubbed people the wrong way. Yeah, I know a lot of people are on vacations and stuff like that. So there is kind of the back and forth of they are able to play now, blah, blah, blah. But still, I know that kind of rubbed people the wrong way. And there being almost no downtime, only 4 days from the end of the clan battle season. So I think that was a little rough. I think Wargaming tried to just throw this in right at the last little bit and kind of, get people excited about ranked battles. And I mean, we have stuff to do all the time. Clan battles just ended. Now we have ranked battles. So I guess that's pretty cool. But I think it wasn't a long enough break. I think probably starting it like literally today, like after the new year, would have been better. But all in all, hey, it's going, and a few weeks are down already. So if you guys haven't started, be sure to get there, get playing, have some fun, go get some experience, go get some rewards, and just check out the mode in general. So for overall ships, I'm definitely seeing a bit different. As you can see in the video before, I was like destroyers, 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 battleships, and that's what it's been in the past season. The smoke meta was very strong. So destroyers are very strong. So you need destroyers to smoke, you need destroyers to be stealthy and torp, you need destroyers to defend, against enemy destroyers, and then basically battleships duke it out and do what they can. This season has been very cruiser heavy, but it's also been kind of all over the place. Sometimes I'll have games where there's 4 cruisers, and then sometimes I'll have the next game where there's 5 destroyers. And there's usually between 1 or 2 battleships, but sometimes I've had games with no battleships and it's been destroyers and cruisers versus destroyers and cruisers. So this has been one of the weirdest seasons so far, and I think that one of the main things that it's been a weird one is because this is the first one where the smoke meta is basically non-existent for the battleship. So this is the one where people are trying to feel out what they can do, and that's good. It's a new play style. It's not that slow, boring battleship sit in smoke. No one can see anything because everything that this is a little bit different of a instead of hide and go seek and then hit something when it's finally spotted, it's basically okay, we have to duke it out a little bit more. But we've seen a huge rise in the number of cruisers, which is good. I like cruisers. Cruisers are great. But Chappie has been very useful. New Orleans has been kind of this sleeper ship that a lot of people have used and had a lot of success with. And then the Lo Yang right here. This ship has been extremely good, and the main reason why this ship, and this is probably the overall best destroyer. It's not going to win gunfights against everything, but this sonar is extremely strong. Wargaming randomly buffed it right before the rank season of almost 5.5 kilometers, 5.43 kilometers. That's extremely good. You basically, and if you run the module, it's going to last a long time, active for 108 seconds with the module for sonar. So that's a long time to keep things lit, so things aren't safe in smoke anymore, especially destroyers, peeking around corners, holding down corners. Now you are down a gun. Things like the Benson, especially the Akazuki, are still going to win those gunfights, but what the Benson, or what the Loyang can do, is sit in smoke, use that sonar, and then blast you because it can see you and you can't see it. So one thing though, lots and lots and lots of Chappies. Chappies have shown their strength this season. That insane radar, that insane rate of fire, the damage potential with the inertia fuse. Even if you don't even run it, the damage potential is crazy. Fire chance. This thing has been great and has been very, very, very strong this season. Probably one of the go-to. I know in some of the 5 and under games I've been seeing, I'm chilling at 5 right now. I am playing this game. I am playing this season. This is going to be one of my worst ranked seasons overall, stat-wise. I'm just messing around a lot this season because I'm just having fun. Usually I take it a bit more try hard, but this one I'm just really enjoying it. I'm one of the weird people that actually enjoy ranked play. I don't know why. I enjoy the game mode. I think it's fun, but I'm not taking it. This one I'm not taking it very serious. So I'm definitely gonna be one of the most games I've ever played. one of my lowest win rates. But we're just trying out some new ships, trying out some new gameplay. I've actually been enjoying the battleships this season, which my past, this is the 8th season, I think, technically. Past 7 seasons, I have played destroyers, so, and exclusively destroyers. So this one I'm just messing around, and then playing battleships. But the Chappie has been extremely strong. Kutuzov has been extremely strong as well. Other than that, you get the occasional Takao. Let's just sort out my cruisers really fast. Really not too much. Chappie is going to be the king right now. Kutuzov, I guess, is second. And then the New Orleans, which I wasn't, Otago, New Orleans can be thrown in there. The Otago with its low detection can be also very good. But these are definitely, Chappie, Kuta, New Orleans are the top 3 cruisers by far. Everything else is a distant second. I think Otago can still hit really good and be pretty stealthy. I know a lot of people are running kind of a flanking Otago. But these ships are definitely holding up at the top. Kind of what I expected, though. Kind of what I expected for cruisers. I just didn't expect this many cruisers. Now, this is on NA server, so the meta might be a lot different. On North American server, we're seeing little to no aircraft carriers in the kind of the lower, higher, however you want to look at it, the 10 to 6, 5 to 1, those brackets. Basically, CVs are non-existent, so you don't really have the high AA ships of something else, right? So it could be different on the EU server, Russian server, the C server. So this is just for North America, what I'm seeing here. As for battleships, pretty much what I expected. North Carolina, Alabama, both very, very strong. Alabama with that massive torp belt, and North Carolina just being the North Carolina, the people that don't have it. Bismarck Tirpitz, they've been doing okay. They just, if played right, the Tirpitz can kind of YOLO and get those torps out, and that's great. But really, just consistently at long distance, the Tirpitz is just so mediocre. Same with the Bismarck. It was basically what I thought at the beginning of the season, and stuff we've seen in the past. But North Carolina and the Alabama have just been great. For me, I've been playing the Amagi and have absolutely been loving it. I don't really like the Amagi that much in random play. I never have. I'm beginning to like it more. But I'm using that Fuso mentality of just pumping out a ton of shells at destroyers and just hitting destroyers. As a battleship, I do probably 75% of my damage to destroyers, help my team out, of course, to cruisers and stuff. And I'm not really focusing on battleship to battleship, so I want whatever is going to be the best at doing damage to destroyers, and the Amagi is going to be able to pump out the most shells of any tier 8, I guess, besides the Key, which is technically that. So the Key's also been kind of, there's been some good plays by the Key, but the Amagi, I think, is overall better than the Key because it can tank better. But the Key does have those torps, which have been very, very useful. So for battleships, it's kind of what I've seen. You see the occasional Monarch that can be annoying. The Monarch is in that category for battleships as the Kiev is for destroyer. It doesn't do really a destroyer role, the Kiev, but it's really annoying. And the Monarch basically does that for battleships. So you're never going to see like a Monarch pushing, but you can see a Monarch being annoying on the flank and just burning everything down and being a real late game pest. So, but overall effectiveness on the Monarch, I'm just not seeing it. Bismarck and Tirpitz, they can be good in the right situations, but overall, I just don't see them being extremely effective. But I mean, nothing's really scarier than a Tirpitz within 6 kilometers. So kind of what I thought. North Carolina, Alabama, Amagi are probably the top 3. It'll be interesting to see if they do release the Roma, if that kind of throws a bit of a wrench into the battleship meta. It may not. I'm not exactly sure. This is still a work in progress ship, and it's something I'm interested to see if they do release. For destroyers, though, as I went over it, basically Lo Yang. Lo Yang's the king. Now, it's not the only DD that's competitive out there. Things that I have seen, the Kid. I thought the Kid was gonna be almost god tier. Now it is very good and can survive late game, but as you go, you can't really like gun it out as much as I was thinking. Like, it's not so much destroyer versus destroyer. It's basically spotting the destroyer and then torping. So with less and less destroyers, the Kid gets less and less effective. So when you get a game where there's only 1 or 2 destroyers, the Kid isn't as effective as, let's say, something that could torp with 2 torp loaders. So the Kid is still strong, very strong. People having lots of success, but the longevity of it isn't as good as the Lo Yang, isn't as good as the Benson. and everything else is kind of second class to basically those. Now the Kagero has been extremely strong. For being that torpo, extremely strong. 5.4 detection on that, as well as the Hirakaze. I don't have the Hirakaze, but that is an extremely strong ship as well, especially if you're rolling the kind of Akazuki setup with lots of guns. It can do extremely, extremely well. But I still think they're kind of below, like a below tier to the Loyang Benson situation with their smokes and ability to kind of be really, really good that way. Still IGN. Torps, though, coming out of the Kagero and the Hirakaze, as well as the Akazuki. Nothing basically beats the Akazuki 1v1 with guns. Inertia Fuse, this is one of the fastest firing ships in the game. Inertia Fuse, you're pumping out, what is it? I think 8 shells per round, and with what is even the alpha damage on these things? 1200 max, so you're potentially running 1200 times 8, a billion damage per salvo. So lots of damage coming out of these guys. These guys are extremely scary. If you run into them with a destroyer, you can't win a fight. They just do too much damage. The only way you're going to win a fight is if you land a torp. So this was my dark horse of the season, and it's doing very well in the right hands. I just think Benson, Loyang, definitely Loyang is the top dog. Benson probably after that. I could see maybe the Hirakaze, Kagero, Kid fighting it out, Akazuki in there, all fighting it out for kind of that third spot. Kiev is just that annoying destroyer. It's not really doing too much. Ognivoy really has not been effective at all this season. The Z23, same thing. I know there's a couple people, we talked about this last night in my chat when I was streaming, and about the Z23, which is the German tier 8 destroyer, about it being effective. It just gets completely outclassed by everything. It does nothing better than the Loyang besides Torps. It's almost as big as the Akazuki, so I love seeing Z23s on enemy team as a battleship player because I just absolutely blop them with battleships. Because battleship AP versus a big destroyer, you will get absolutely shredded. The Z23 just gets absolutely pooped on by kind of everything. It's a big, bulky destroyer. It has good torps, I'll give it that. It has decent sonar, but nothing like the Loyangs. And it's just, yeah, I think Z23, Ognivoy, Kiev are probably bottom of the barrel for tier 8 DDs, and with maybe even Kiev kind of being above those because it can do its role very well about being an annoying destroyer. The Ognivoy and the Z23 just in as it gets more and more competitive, they're just not that good compared to what else you could take and what else the other ships can do. So destroyers have been a little interesting this season, kind of what I thought, but just in a little bit of an order. And for CVs, we're not really seeing them. And I was kind of expecting that because if a CV gets in queue, you pick one USS Kid and then you shut down their planes. I don't have the Enterprise right now, but Shokaku fighter loadout is one I have been seeing. Actually, I've been seeing a lot of 222s, actually. I've only had like 4 or 5 games with CVs. They haven't been around as much as they have in the past seasons. I have seen a decent amount of Lexingtons, which is not really what you want to see. But, hey, in the 4 games, I think I've had Lexington on my team 3 of the times, and we won every game, so hey, what are you going to do? Enterprise is very strong. The AP bombs absolutely obliterate battleships. I think probably the Enterprise is as so with this, the Enterprise is going to be the best against a normal kind of setup. The more DDs there are, the Shokaku is going to be better. So take that with whatever grain of salt. So my guess would be Enterprise 1, Shokaku 2, Lexington last. But as there are more and more destroyers in the queue, which I haven't been seeing as much, the Shokaku gets stronger. So the more DDs, the Shokaku stronger, probably number 1. The more of everything else, the Enterprise number 1. But all in all, this season is fun. It's different. It's something we haven't seen in a long time, and you can still get some great torps in the smoke, and all that kind of stuff. And really, I'm having fun. I'm just the thing about ranked is everyone gets so serious. Everyone talks about how salty ranked is, and there's so much out of your hands. If people just realize to go in there, have fun, enjoy the game mode. I know that's tough, guys. I know that's tough, but just go in there and just have fun, get your rewards, go do your thing, and just know there's so much out of your hands. Some people just don't want to win, it seems like, and will just absolutely throw it. There's been so many ships this season that just have thrown it, and it makes me cry a little bit. But it is what it is. Go in there, have fun. Don't play too much of it if you get super, super salty, because you'll play on tilt and your play will get lower and you won't play as good. So go in there, have some fun, win some games, lose some stars, up and down, and go get your free stuff and go for rank 1 if you want to. But main thing is, don't let ranked win. If ranked wins, then it wins, and then we all get mad at it. So go play some ranked for a little bit, maybe a rank a day. That's what we always say in our chat, rank a day. And if you get that, if you don't drop too many stars. You drop 2 or 3 stars in a session, maybe take a break, come back later, refreshed, and go in and win some more games. But that's my mid-season recap of this season of Ranked. And hope you guys are having fun out there. Hope you guys are enjoying the ranked battles, and hope you guys had an awesome New Year's. That is it for me today, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Please, warship gods. Let me kill that Benson with a torp. Thank you.